Welcome to the next video. It's 3 pages, but I hope I'm gonna read fast enough. If I don't read fast enough, that means I'm gonna record the other part a different time. You'll have to wait. There'll be 2 parts. So the example that we're reading, or the scenario that we are reading, is my lover left me. So sad, and it's Valentine's. Okay, my boyfriend, whom I've been living with for the last 2 years, moved out. We didn't agree on everything, and we did fight about some things, but nothing very serious. I thought that we were doing okay. I can't believe that he doesn't want us to be together anymore. He swears that he's not going to be with someone else. But how can you supposedly love someone and then just all of a sudden move out for no reason? They're now responding to the example, the scenario. Most people who want a relationship believe that a mediocre relationship is better than no relationship at all. But we do not agree with that. In other words, since the potential for a glorious relationship always exists, we never encourage settling for less. Remember that you feel that way because of the mixed vibration within you, and that no two people feel the exact same way about anything. It is possible for two people to be sharing what appears to be an identical experience, but one person is enjoying it while the other is not, because their individual mixture of vibrations varies. But rather than trying to figure out what another person wants and then putting your efforts towards satisfying his or her desires, it is much more productive and satisfying for you to be directing your thoughts towards the things that you desire. I spoke about it. Okay. Whatever you are living is causing you to make regular deposits into your vibrational escrow accounts. So anytime something happens that you do not want, you send out a request for what you prefer instead. So before I continue, I need to explain to you the downstream and upstream scenarios. So, okay, let's say in a river, there's a current. The current is flowing this way. Yeah, at a stream, like you see the streaming, the streaming up and down, right? Obviously, the water is flowing down. It is flowing seamlessly down. The current is going down seamlessly. They say that your desires are pointed towards that direction, flowing downstream, going downstream, right? And then you are in a boat. As you are in a boat, sorry, let me put this so that I can remember this is where I stopped. So you are in a boat, right? In a boat with oars to help you paddle. So when the river is flowing downstream, and if you are pointed downstream, or your aim is to be pointed downstream, you won't have to use the oars. You will just be flowing with the current. You will just be flowing. So that's what they encourage, because let go of the oars and point downstream and just flow with life, flow with your desires, and stop resisting. So every time that you are feeling negative emotions, you are resisting, then you are just forcing yourself to point upstream. And guys, we do know that water is so powerful, and just imagine the efforts that you keep on putting on the oars, trying to paddle forward, trying to go forward, and the water is just going that way, and when you're trying to go that way, you will never win. The whole point is that you will never win against, obviously, the current, the force of the current that is going that direction. And when you're trying to go that direction, you're never gonna win. And what you want is not upstream, it is downstream. You just need to let go. You let go of the oars and just let go. It just points downstream, and just let life carry you towards your desires. Okay, then back to the reading. You will get what I was explaining. So, for an example, now that your lover has lived your experience, your request for someone who wants to be with you has been submitted in a stronger, clearer way than ever before. Many of our experiences throughout this lifetime have caused you, many of your experiences have caused you to make requests, and so you have created a magnificent relationship that awaits for you in vibrational escrow and calls towards the fulfillment of it. And as you find more downstream thoughts, you get closer to the realization of these desires. But today, while your heart is breaking, you are going against the currents that I was talking about. And you are not allowing yourself to get closer to the relationship that awaits for you. People are often amazed when we tell them that every bad thing that has ever happened to them in a relationship in the relationship is part of the reason why such a magnificent relationship awaits for them. However, if you continue to beat the drum of those bad things that have happened, they will continue to deprive themselves of the discovery of that wonderful creation of a great relationship that awaits for you. Some might argue that even though it seems that someone abruptly made a decision and left, there had to be signs of relationship breaking down that you were missing. And if you had been more tuned in to your boyfriend or girlfriend, you might have been able to turn this around if you had caught the trouble at an earlier stage. But at an earlier stage, but we are quite pleased that you did not see this coming, because that means you are looking for trouble, and we can also tell you that you are predominantly focused upon the positive aspects of your relationship. Question: so if I was predominantly thinking positive thoughts, then why did he leave? This is the interesting part. Listen. This is something that we really want you to understand. When you are predominantly feeling good, all things are aligned for your ultimate satisfaction. In other words, your life with its ups and downs has caused you to create a vibrational escrow of a wonderful future life experience, and you are called towards it. So whenever you are feeling good, that wonderful future is in the process of making its way to you, and you to it. Simply put, anyone who moves out of your experience for any reason was not a match to the wonderful future that is awaiting for you in your vibrational escrow. Here is something else that you might find fascinating. Let's say that you are watching your boyfriend closely in your desire to please him, or girlfriend, in every way possible, and you had begun to notice that he or she was beginning to be unhappy and no longer completely satisfied in your relationship. And then, in your awareness of his unhappiness, you began to feel worried. And so, you tried harder and harder to make him happy. The most important thing that we want you to understand is that in your focus, which causes your unhappiness, you are no longer a match to your own desires. So you are now moving upstream, not downstream. You are a match to his unhappiness or her unhappiness, not to your true desires. And in that situation, you would probably hold him in your experience longer. In other words, by focusing upon your boyfriend or girlfriend's unhappiness and in the effort to modify conditions to bring him or her to a happier place, you are actually becoming more out of alignment with who you really are and what you really want. You have soothed him, and so he stays longer. And many think that is success. But from the bigger picture, what has happened is that you have worked to please him or her instead of yourself. And under those conditions, in time, you would be the one who would be leaving, who would be wanting to leave. And that's so true. So, by being unaware of his discomfort and by continuing to focus upon positive aspects in your relationship, you remain true to your real version of a relationship. And since he is not a match, that he is not matching that true version, he is leaving or she is leaving. And friend, we promise you that is not a bad thing. When you consistently feel good, when even when people are freaking out around you and even leaving you, what you really must find what you really want must find you. It will be more difficult now, but in the same way you did not let his increasingly unhappiness affect you, if you can now allow his or her leaving to upset you, then the relationship that you have been crafting all along will come to you. So, and then your work will be the same again, to look for positive aspects. Do not get drawn into anyone's drama. Do not stand on your head to please others in a distorted way of soothing their misalignment. It is better to let those things that are not a match leave your experience. This is what I meant when I talk about being selfish. Let them be, bro. The pain you are feeling is multifaceted, as it touches on so many things that matter to you. Not only do you feel unloved when what you want is love, but you feel insecure when what you want is security. You feel abandoned while what you want is to be adored. And while we understand that soon after your lover has left you, it is not easy to find good feeling thoughts. Still, that must be your dominant intention. The law of attraction is matching up with your circumstances, events, and other people who match your vibration. And so, if you will deliberately choose your vibration, especially the one that matches your own specifically created vibrational escrow, someone you would consider to be a perfect mate must come to you. Conversely, if you do not line up with the lover you really want, you still attract a lover who matches how you feel. And if you feel abandoned, you can only attract another who will behave in the same way. With far less time and efforts than you think, you can come into alignment with your idea of a perfect relationship, and there will be a time not so far from now when you look back on this lover who just left you with great affection for the serious contributions he or she helped you make forward the creation of your perfect mate. You may want to write him or her a letter and say, okay, thank you for breaking my heart, and in the process helping me to clarify what I really want. Thank you for the painful experience of giving birth to such a powerful rocket of desire that when I turned in the direction of that desire, I was swiftly transported into this blissful relationship. It is my desire that your interaction with me has provided you with the same wonderful benefits. I think I'm going to end it here and wait for the next part.